Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Harawan Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Also, salutations to the sincere Akim pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Kharab Ban Yasharala coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now today I'll be coming out with another little lesson. Uh, another lesson I don't have much of a title for, but without further ado, let's just get some scriptures. And this little saying right here, it says, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." And that applies to this truth. We can't shine forth as bright as the Lord wants us to until He works on us and fix us and makes us the way He wants us to be. Uh, Eat the whole roll. Yeah, we find out this truth and we eat it as sweet, but it's bitter on the belly. That bitterness kicks in, that wisdom that increases bitterness, meaning you find out that it's a lie. You find out people don't want to hear the words that you speak. They don't want to hear the truth. That's that bitter part of the scriptures. You glad to know, yeah, oh man, yeah. It is good to increase in wisdom and it feels amazing. You know what I'm saying? You like it, but there's that bitterness. And that bitterness is that trial. Those tests that are set up to perfect you, to make you meet and just for Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. So again, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trial. So we are not going to be doing the work of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai and He not test us uh, uh, here and there. And those tests are to either pull something out that's good, or to pull or to cut off something that is not of Him, that is not of righteousness. But without further ado, I'm gonna grab a couple of scriptures and then I'm gonna close it out. This is Proverbs chapter 17, verse 3. It says, "The finding pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but the Lord Yahweh trieth the hearts." So just like a finding pot is a small little ceramic, shallow, I don't want to say dish, I would say a crucible that they put silver in, and they use that to melt the silver down, you know. And then it says the furnace for gold, and then sometimes for gold you may take a bigger crucible, like a, let's say like a, I wish I had a picture I could show you, but a crucible maybe a little, maybe it'll be bigger and deeper than a finding pot, you know. And you put the gold in that crucible, and then that crucible goes into the furnace, and within that, the gold is melted down, and any impurities will float to the top to be scraped off, so that it can be more pure. And it says, "But the Lord Yahweh trieth the hearts." He tries our hearts to see where our mind is at. He tests us. That's what the Lord does. He tests us to see if we are meat and use for Him. And when we are found to be meat and use for Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, the Lord, what He puts that friction on us so that we can be polished. I.e., again, tests, trials. The Lord testing your metal. He's seeing, or He's perfecting you. But we can't be perfected. We can't grow in Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai unless He clips us, prunes us, He directs us, He makes us go the way He wants us to go. And to be truthful, that it's not a way of peaches and cream. It ain't easy. It ain't easy sailing. There are potholes, there are bumps, there are hang-ups, trips, stumbles, but it is not set up for you to fall. It is set up to perfect you and to make you better. That's why it says here, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trial. So we are not going to be in this work, in this truth. We're not going to be walking on this path of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and we not have some tests here and there. You know, of course, the Lord is going to test us to our several ability and what we can take. He's not going to put more on us than we can bear. But we are those jewels and that man, and if we're those jewels of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we cannot be polished without friction, or we cannot be perfected without trials. So the Lord's going to test us. That's, you know, he'll put us in the finding pot. You know what I'm saying? He'll put us in the furnace. He'll test us so that we can be better, so that we can be more pure. So again, Proverbs 17:3, the finding pot is for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord Yahweh trieth the hearts. The Lord, he's going to test you. He's going to see where you stand at, what you stand on, how serious you are for him. You know, a lot of people that have come into the truth, as we have seen, the Lord put that test on them and they fell away. Because why? There wasn't that gold. It wasn't that silver. They were lesser valuable metals that burned off really quick, or alloys that burned off, that burned up. But let's continue. This is Sirach chapter 2 verse 1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, prepare thy soul for temptation. So when you come to serve the Lord, you must prepare for test. You must prepare for affliction, because Yahweh Shai went through it. And no servant is greater than his master, and Yahweh Shai is our master. So the same tests that Yahweh Shai went through, or tests that Yahweh Shai went through, we're going to have tests as well. We're going to go through tests. We're gonna have bumps in the road, rough patches and things like that, but it is set up to perfect you. The things that Yahweh Shai went through while he was on the earth, it was there to perfect him, to make him better. And now look at him. He's sitting on the right hand of the Father. He's achieved, you know, for lack of a better term, I'm just using the word impossible, but he achieved the impossible, you know, for lack of a better term. But we are striving to achieve the same thing that Yahweh Shai achieved. But so when we come to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, we got to prepare our mind, our heart. You got to know, okay, yeah, the Lord gonna test me. You know, some brothers may get tested more than other brothers, but that because that is what that brother can take. The Lord knows how much we can and cannot take. He knows how much friction to put on us. He knows how much trial to give us to make us perfect, to make us polished. So when you come to serve him, you gotta prepare your soul for temptation, i.e. testing. Verse 2. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. So when the Lord testing you, meaning set your heart aright, meaning focus on him, focus on the truth. Focus on being obedient to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, doing the work. Studying to show yourself approved, i.e. reading. Doing the best you can for Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, and constantly endure. And don't make haste in the time of trouble. When it seems like things are, I would say, hectic or seemingly unbearable, don't make haste in the time of trouble. Steady yourself. Verse 4, it says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So when it seemed like, oh man, you know, things, like, hey, I will come on, like, what's going on? You know, that's when you pray. That's when you cleave more unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, and you don't depart away from him. So that in the end, you may be increased at your last end. And the Lord, you'll come out that polished, perfected gem. You'll be that gold that was in the furnace that has now been purified and perfected. Now you this perfect piece of gold. I.e. the same thing with the silver. Now you this beautiful piece of silver. But the Lord got to put that heat on you. He got to put that fire on you to get the impurities out, i.e. the tests, the trials. Verse 4. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. So when the Lord tests you, you know, it says, whatever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. You got to know, okay, you got to steady yourself and be like, okay, yeah, this must be a test of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and you got to think, what is it that he either wants me to learn or to see, or what is it that he's preparing me for? You know, sometimes the truth is, sometimes when things get hectic, get hard, or the Most High put a test on us, we don't always think those kind of thoughts. But if something going on and you manage to catch yourself, okay, well, what you want me to do? Like, well, what is it that is in me that needs to be either brought out, something that's good that need to be brought to the forefront, or is it something that is in me or on me that the Lord need to get off? You gotta, ask the Heavenly Father that, like, what is it? You know, and it says, be patient. So when you're changed to a lower state, be patient, because the Lord gonna lift, He gonna raise you back up. Verse 5, my last point. It says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Gold is tried in the fire. It's a lot of videos on YouTube where dudes process gold. And one of the main key components of processing gold is fire, heat, because it has to be melted to a liquid state so that any impurities can be brought out, so that the good of the gold can shine forth. And we are that gold. We are those acceptable men that is tried in the furnace of adversity. We are that gold. The Heavenly Father has put a little bit of affliction on us here and there, but it's what it is to perfect us. It is to make us better, to shine even the more. So yeah, the Lord will test us, and He will make sure that we are polished and right and meet for Him. You see. Okay, Khan, that was my last point. And again, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Salakia. And with that, Shalom.